Okay. Sorry, guys. I know the lighting isn't the greatest, but it's like going on 1 o'clock in the morning, so you guys can see me okay enough for what I have to say. I don't know how long I'm going to be on this live because I'm going to try to make it a preliminary live to one that I'm going to be doing later today, because here soon I do need to get to bed and get to sleep. But if I decide I'm up for it, then I'll go ahead and do this live now. So I'm just kind of playing it by ear. If I get too tired and I decide, okay, I'm just going to wait and do it later today, then that's what I'll do. I am looking for new coven members. White witches preferably will accept gray witches. Don't really want any like black arts witches or, kind of energy around, because I don't want it in my coven. I am Coven Moon Dance. I am the only remaining member of the original, which was founded years ago, all the way back to when I was like 24 or something. I mean, I don't even remember how long I was with the original members. But at first, starting out, it was pretty cool. A lot of couples were living there together, and I ended up meeting the father to one of my children, David, my middle child. Well, my second child, because it goes Michael, David, Zephyr, and then Noah. But since I had to get another power supply for my 2-in-1. I know this poor thing is dying, and I need to get me one soon, but I will take members this way through YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. You can find me on all three. To find me here, you can go at, which is A with the circle, Janet Mabeus, Mabeus, Janet. So it goes Janet Mabeus and then 4411. That's how you can find me here. On TikTok, I am known as Starfairy5369. On Instagram, I'm Starfairy5069. So very similar. I don't have as many live streams on my Instagram yet, but I'm working on building those up. So bear with me. I will not commit to doing consistent lives every day until I can get my own office that I can disappear to for a few hours a day to get magical stuff done, And I'm going to heart me. I decided to do me some icons here just for the heck of it. There are specific things. Hey, boo. Hey, boo-boo kitty. Here, let mommy move her book here. Because I hope that's on there now. Hopefully. All right. Because I haven't been on here in a while. Here, boo. Let mommy move this stuff. You want to lay down? Go ahead. Mommy will just put her stuff down here for now. So you can lay down if you want. It's up to you. Now, of course, he decides to get down. Because I haven't been able to get on here in a while. Whoops, too far. Gosh. I'm getting myself all lost here. Here we go. I figure I can at least do the 2 spells of the day from 2 different books that you can use year-round, and the goddess of the day. And then the next live I do, I will bring in the cards and stuff and maybe start reading from my Feminist Guide to ADHD here. It's a library borrow, and it's already been renewed once, so I need to get myself into the library soon and ask them if I need to physically come in and renew them. At least take the one back in that I've already read, but I want to get this feminist one read, and I also want to get trying to think here. I want to start getting this feminist one read. Okay. So February 19th, find a new home spell. How ideal and ironic. I was saying earlier on my live on Instagram yesterday evening, around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, somewhere around there. Anyway, I was talking about until we find our house, I can't commit to being on here with any kind of really nice, consistent basis, because I have so many things going on here. It's hard to keep up. To find a new home, gather everyone who will live in the new home for this ritual. So that would be me, Christy, and Norma. First, light a blue candle and calm everyone. Then chant, we now live in the perfect home, in the perfect neighborhood. If any doubts or thoughts come up, say the word thought. Imagine the thought going into the flame and burning up. The released energy will help you continue your chant. After several minutes, speak the chant louder. Imagine the energy becoming a tornado, moving upward into the universe to find the perfect home for you. Release the energy into the universe, knowing that you will be guided to the perfect home. Well, what is this? Low on disk space. Yeah, that kind of figures. Okay, you've made your point. Go away. This is also why I need another 2-in-1. So I might just do this spell because today is the 19th. So I will do it on my live stream, maybe either on here or on TikTok. I'm actually going to perform the spell. Okay, so that's that one. So that's a good spell. Okay. In this book, February 19th, quartz. Quartz and crystal are terms which are often used interchangeably to refer to a wide range of stones. However, there are many types of quartz, and each has its own energy. Many of these, such as amethyst and carnelian, are given their own names, while others are known as quartzes like rose quartz. Crystal quartz is often employed in the craft. It is symbolic of the Great Mother, the moon, the sun, and the fifth element, spirit. It has powers of healing, protection, and psychic enhancement. It can be worn to enhance these energies during ritual, placed on the altar to represent the goddess and the god. Or to act as a magical amplifier attached to a silver chain to make a pendulum, and much more. Genuine crystal will rarely be completely clear, so look for flaws in the stone to prove it is the real thing. 13 natural crystals or points can be used to create a magic circle for divination or ritual. A single crystal placed in a glass of spring water in the light of the full moon makes a healing drink, but remove the stone first. Quartz is available on the beach, although it will rarely be clear. These stones, which have been tumbled by the sea, are excellent for use in spells and magic. To make a magical tool, collect a number of such stones and enough sand to cover a dinner plate. Spread the sand over the plate and place the stones in a spiral. When working your spell, trace the stones inward to the center and then out to the edge 3 times while repeating your need. It's our faults. It's our faults that make us real. Very true. So, the long and short of it is, guys, until we can get our house and have space, have a room that I can disappear into, when I need to do work or, live streams or whatever. Trying to find, okay, here we go. The goddess of the day is Pisces begins, various locations, saga, themes, foresight, divination, inspiration, femininity, psychic abilities, kindness, tradition, symbols, a cup, fishes, and water. About Saga. Saga, an attendant of Frigg, is a Scandinavian goddess whose name means seeress. Saga is a student of the universe, ever watchful and ever instructing us about the value of keen observation. She is directly connected with the sign of Pisces, which governs artistic expression, psychic abilities, and sensitivity toward others' needs. In artistic representations, Saga bears a long Viking braid, an emblem of womanhood and honor. According to the Eddas, Saga lives at Sinking Beach, a waterfall where she offers her guests a refreshing drink of inspiration from a golden cup. Later, her name got applied to the sacred heroic texts of the Scandinavian people. To do today. Tend your sacred journals today. Write about your path, your feelings, where you see yourself going, and where you've been. Saga lives in those words, in your musings, memories, and thoughts, guiding them to the paper to inspire you now and in the future. Invoke any of Saga's attributes in your life today. Yes, please, all of them. Simply by practicing the art of observation. Really look at the world, your home, and the people around you. As you do, remember that little things count. Saga's insight lies in the grain of sand and the wildflower as well as the stars. So, hail and welcome, Saga. All right. I will light a candle and incense for her. What candle should I light? I think I'll do a taper. They're little ones, but right now they're all I've got. Well, I've got some older ones that are tea lights, but okay. Oh, duh. Kind of got to get the candles out. Uh-oh. Well, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm only going to do one because what matters the most when you're invoking a god or a goddess or a power or, a certain ability that you would like to have. Another neat trick you can do, I highly recommend it because I do it a lot. See, these are little ones. These are little, what they call chime candles. And I'll have to do it this way. Sometimes I can get lucky and I think we better go this way. It's just me dripping some wax into this. Oh, maybe. There we go. Hail and welcome, Saga. Come be with us now. Move amongst us. Show us your presence. Let us feel you all around. Show us some really, really good manifestations on here. We welcome you, and I anxiously await the joy and honor of getting to know you, calling on you more. I'm going to have to go through one of these days and write down each spell, and then at some point try to, this is probably going to be far into the future though, try to trying to think of what I'm trying to say. Sometimes I have to stop myself and think of the words I'm trying to say. What am I trying to express here? Be able to do literally a spell each day, like start January 1st, do January 2nd, January 3rd, January 4th, read them every day, even if that's all I do, is read that, take a break, go get some other stuff done. See, for the longest time, I could never figure out what the Dark One was saying. I won't even dignify her with giving her a name. She was, let's just say, Gorgon, but one of the bad ones, like Medusa style, that absolutely hated men and would turn you to stone as to look at you, especially if you were a man, but you could see her reflection. So she could turn women into stone as well. But this dark one, this evil one, lived right next door to me. She was a wolf in sheep's clothing. She saw me out tending my garden one day and saw what I was doing, or I was doing something witchy or something. I can't remember. I just remember I was in my garden and I was planting some flowers or something. And Adam was out there with me. It was a beautiful summer day. We're just minding our own business. I don't know where the kids were because at the time, most likely we only had Michael and David. The dark one, the evil one, came over and with her husband, or who she claimed to be her husband, although I don't know if they ever legally got married. I think they were married by their religion, like me and Chris are. But because we're married by our religious beliefs, it's not a legal marriage license that you go down to the courthouse and file for, and you both sign it and all that, doing an actual legal marriage, because we can't. We're never going to be able to have an actual wedding ceremony. The closest we'll come to being able to have an actual ceremony where friends and family can attend and stuff is a hand fasting. We will get a high priestess of a coven that I trust, that I know well enough, or maybe even have Christy do it for us, or Norma, or have Christy and Norma do it. Christy do the main thing. Norma, all she has to do is add her energy to it by like holding Christy's hand or something. But do a hand fasting. And it's basically how a typical hand fasting goes, is it's a year and a day. So it's a 366 day engagement. And this is very common amongst Wiccans and amongst pagans in general. Okay. We're not bad people. There are dark ones. There are ones of light. There are ones of gray that I try to be, but I'm very, very careful and very, very selective about doing any kind of a dark spell, because every type of magic, good and bane, comes with a price. And if you are not willing to make that price or pay that price, don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't do the ritual, because all you're going to do is piss the gods off, and then they won't help you at all. And then you'll be drawing dark ones to you. And trust me, you don't want this. So her guise was this evil one. She came with an offering of peace, a sage smudge bundle or something like that. I don't think she lit it. I don't remember, or if she did, she handed it to me as it was smoldering. It's been too long ago. And she said, what is your religion? Me and Adam kind of looked at each other, and then we looked at her and we're like, Wiccan? We're witches? Oh, good. And she just came on so sweet and so this is a person that I would proudly call friend. No, 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 no. She was an Aries. Her victim, I'll just call him DJ, because that's literally his first and last initial. DJ was the son of a priest. I don't remember what belief, but probably Catholic religion. It was something other than Wicca, other than anything. Like, a lot of eclectic witches call themselves eclectic because it just means that we're open to all types of magic. But as far as actually me doing black magic, I will not. So this evil one, this dark one, dark enchantress, let's just say that. As long as her ego was being stroked and you had a usefulness to her, she would make you believe that she was your best friend, only to turn on you later when she showed her true colors and magically attacked you one night for no reason at all. And thank God you had some of your coven members with you that night. They were all men, but there was me, Josh, Joe, Harry, and what's dude's name? I cannot think of his name. He must be thinking about me. He was the one that always drove the van, and you could always tell when he had come to visit me, because he was always blaring his music when he would pull up in front of the trailer. They were all with me, so that's me and 1, 2, 3, 4 men that I trusted, that were friends of mine, they knew I was a witch. They were okay with it. And we kicked that female dog's ASS all over the place. She came bursting through my living room door. We were all in the middle bedroom because that was where Harry was staying. That was his room at the time because he was living with me and Joe, I think, or something or another. And he decided to join us. She called me out. Tim, thank you. Tim and Josh followed me out of the room, followed behind me. Harry and Joe stayed in the trailer because there was no reason for them to come out. They knew Josh and Tim had it. They were my boys. They were both very much like sons to me back then. And I love them dearly for it. I always will. I wish I could mend things with Josh, but he really hurt my daughter, Zephyr, and this girl that was another false friend that claimed to be Zephyr's friend and never was. Not really. her and Josh ended up getting together, and it broke Zephyr's heart and shattered her soul. And I don't know if she ever got over that. I think she did once she met Natasha, her lady love that she's with now. And Natasha, I call her Tasha. Tasha is a Sagittarius. Zephyr is a Capricorn like me. I don't know how they make it, but I'm glad that they do. I'm glad that, as far as I know so far, because I'm not the overbearing mother that's constantly in my daughter's business every time she turns around or blinks. Zephyr is a busy lady. She's 28 years old now, I believe. We don't get to see her very often. She does try to come for certain holidays, even if it's just Thanksgiving and Christmas and nothing else, and Halloween. Those are 3 that she definitely tries to come to if she can. And if she can't, that's okay. I'm not ever going to hold that against her. But back then, anyway, so the dark one, the dark enchantress, she called me out. She had her staff with her. And I was standing on my porch. She was like this close to my face. I stood my ground. I did not move. I was on my porch. I was on my property. That bitch didn't scare me in the slightest. And it's like, come on, bitch, bring it. And the whole time this thing was going on, she's like with her hands on her hips, and she's Miss Big Badass, and she towered over me, the dark one. She towered over me. She was at least a head taller than me, for sure. And she was fat, sloppy and fat, fucking Finnish bitch is what she is. And God's forgive me, but I hope she's dead and rotten in her grave. She stole from me. She lied to me. She deceived me. So I'm standing there, standing my ground. Josh and Tim asked her to move because she was blocking. Like, there was another way. I could have turned around and walked down the other flight of steps. There was 2 flights of steps. They were small. On like one, if you went out the door and went to the right, there was a set you could go down, go into the garden and the shed and the yard. And then the other was, it would take you down on the sidewalk, and I had a little bit of a patch of a yard in the front of the trailer. That was it. My trailer was red and white. The address was 65 Aspen Drive. And this was all the way back in the 2000s that this happened. So, because I didn't leave there until 2004. And then I had to come back to Franklin County because, a whole another thing happened that was bad. Anyway, so the dark one started buddying up to me, started smoking with me because she smokes too. And because she had connections, she could get it. I couldn't always. My connections were limited. I really and truly was under the delusion the entire time I knew the dark enchantress. Tim and Josh had jumped out. The dark one wouldn't move. She would not move, and she was trying to intimidate me. She was standing so close to me, I could have reached, I could have stood on my tiptoes and kissed her right in the mouth. Okay, but I held my ground. I had no fear, because what we ended up doing is, once I knew I was being attacked, I told my boys, and we were just hanging out in Harry's room. That's all we were doing, hanging out, smoking, partying, having a good time, trying to keep it down because it was night. Summertime, we were just chilling, right? No biggie. And this bitch magically fucking attacks me for no fucking reason. I told them, they all joined hands, and we fought her back. And we shredded her, okay? So Tim and Josh jump out the window because they had to go back through the front door because they came out the front door and she was standing here. I was like this. And, because she had the steps blocked because she was like, you're going to hear me kind of attitude and you're not getting past me until you hear what I got to say. So they jumped out the window and they jumped over the porch or they went down the other set of steps and then they walked around, to the front where they were behind her, pacing back and forth on the sidewalk, just waiting, hoping, praying she would make a move. And if she would have made one move towards me, they would have nailed her like boom, and they would have been dragging her backwards off those steps and smash her head into the ground, and she would have been dead. My boys have my back because the bitch attacked me for no reason. Little did I know, but I always suspected. There was a part of me that I kept hidden from her. I knew that right now, with things the way they were, I had to bide my time. I had to make her think she was in control, and then at the right moment, spring my trap of, not trap, but my defense, fighting her back for attacking me for no reason. After she said what she had to say and whatever, she walked down the steps, and the boys were just pacing, though. They were hoping, God, they were hoping like you would not believe that she would have made a move on me, and they would have nailed her ass in a minute. In a second, they would have been up behind her so quick, and they would have been yanking her by her fucking hair, and down she would have gone, man. They would have probably beat her within an inch of her life. Said, look, she attacked my friend. This lady is a good friend of mine. I know her son. He's my bud. He's my best friend. He's our best friend. And yeah, she attacked her for no reason. So we're just defending her. We're being her warriors. That's all. Because she deserves that. And I did, because I had done nothing wrong. She attacked me. So she bowed down to me of her own free will and choice. Once she realized she had been defeated, she bowed down to me. I did not ask her to. I did not want her to. I did not expect her to. I just was not about to fucking move. I held my ground and I let her know, bitch, I'm not scared of you. I got me some help tonight. Bring it. Bring it, bitch. I might be a Capricorn and you might tower over me, but there's other ways I can nail your ass and knock you down before you know what's happened. Or crush your fucking larynx, that you can't fight if you can't breathe. And after she bowed down to me, she went back to her place. She never bothered me again. She finally had realized that she was not in control, that her lies and deception had been exposed. And she was defeated, fair and square. So if I'm so prideful and I'm putting on airs as a witch, back then I wouldn't have asked for their help. I'd be like, nah, it's all right, guys. I got it. Let's go out to the front room. That's my power center. If you want to add your energy to it, kudos. I appreciate it. Let's do this. And, the goddess provided. We were just, man, we had so much fun in the trailer, so many fun times. And I always made sure that any partying that went on there, they had permission from their parents. Okay. But we kept things as clean as we could, the only thing that happened really was they got a little loud. And one of them, I think it was Tim, they decided they wanted to get on the roof of my trailer for something. I don't remember if it was the 4th of July or what the fuck was going on, but we were just fucking around, having fun, It was summertime, it was night, and we were in a partying mood, But the parents always knew, it's like, yeah, I might smoke, I might have alcohol, but that doesn't mean I'm going to give it to them. Yeah, they can get a contact high from me sitting there, with them. But to be honest, I let them party. I let them drink. I let them smoke there. But I also laid down the ground rule. The first time this gets out of hand and you guys open your mouth or you bring somebody over here that goes back and blabs it to the parents and then cops are at my door, because that did happen. I mean, cops were literally at my door. Why do you have a bunch of juvenile delinquents hanging out with you? You don't have any running water. You don't have any way to flush the toilet. You don't have any food. Why are they here, Miss Mabius or Miss Feinstein? I mean, this cop was a fucking bitch. Like all over the place. It was two of them. Two of them were women. They were fucking bitches. My kids brought notes signed by their parents and said, you want to verify this? I'll call my mom right now. We were getting ready to leave anyway. Janet's here by herself. She ain't got no utilities. We're trying to keep her from freezing to death. It's the middle of fucking winter. Are you going to do anything to help? I doubt it. I didn't think so. But we are here because Janet has nobody. Okay? All of her kids have been taken away from her. The reasons behind that is none of y'all's fucking business. So don't even ask. But it was just the way she said it. Miss Feinstein, why do you have a bunch of juvenile delinquents hanging around with you? And I'm like, I was 35 at the time. I remember that clearly. I'm like, what the fuck, bitch? Where are you coming at? Where are you coming from? What the fuck? What are you talking? I mean, shit. But I also let them know, either keep your mouth shut if it's something that your parents don't want you to do, and don't tell them you're doing it over here, because if they're against it, because then they'll say don't go over there because she's contributing to the delinquency of a minor. No, in my opinion, I wasn't. I gave them a choice. I tried to keep it 18 and older, but if somebody younger wanted to smoke or drink, I'd be like, okay, but I'm in control here. When I tell you to stop, you stop. Agreed? And they did. So it was very well handled. And it's not like we were going out and recruiting other kids in the neighborhood. Hey, come and party with us. No, that's not what we were about. Back then, I'm trying to think of what name I ended up giving my teen coven, because they were all under my age except maybe for Tim. Tim, I think, was the oldest, one of the oldest of the batch. Tim, Joe, and Harry. Harry was definitely old. He was a cool dude. I have a feeling he's passed on, and he's been trying to come through. So in case that is the case, if you guys wish to give me verification of this, I would much appreciate it. But if you're here, Harry, I do have some things that I need to say to you. Some good, some bad. But if you truly want to hang out here and you want to be a part of my spirit family, you're welcome. But these are the ground rules. If you can't follow them, then I'm going to ask you to leave. Plain and simple. First, let me say I am so sorry for all the bad that did happen. I don't even know what ever happened to BB. I think somebody took her away from us. I was trying to take care of her, but somebody was complaining about it or something. I can't even remember. It's been too long ago. It was a cute little white dog. And I didn't have any pets at the time. I think I had lost all my cats by then. Or my cats, they were always, when I was in Marysville, they were indoor-outdoor cats. And my one cat, Midnight, bless her, she would literally scratch on the door when she wanted back in. And she would scratch on the door when she wanted out. So I was like, hey, cool. So I'm sorry for all the bad that happened that could have been avoided if we all would have just been thinking more clearly. And I hate that me and Joe ended on terms like we did. And he really hurt me. The last time I went and tried to see him, I walked all the way from my trailer to his parents' house, and he refused to see me. And that was when I was like, I've got to move in with my, move in with a friend's mom, because I have nowhere else to go. I can't stay where I'm at. I got to wait until I get my next check. I'm going to pay them a little bit for staying here until I can get back on my feet. And it really hurt me. Joe really hurt me. And I'm sorry that him and I ended up hurting each other, and it ended the way it did with us. But the thing that hurt me the most was, I feel, you should have given me that diamond bracelet to say, just in case something happens and you end up losing all of your stuff, because I know you had a lot of my stuff in your storage that I'll never see again. And you were doing it to help me, and I greatly appreciate that. But because I was also helping you by letting you stay there with me, because I think for a short time or something, you were in between houses. I didn't have anybody else there except Joe, and you're Joe's friend. You know, you guys knew some people in the trailer court. I think that's one of the ways we met, probably. But anyway, because of how much of my stuff you ended up, I never got back. I forgive all that, okay? I have to, because I have a bad habit of holding on to stuff too much, holding on too tight, and this is me learning my self-mastery and continuing on my journey of self-mastery. And part of that is to truly be able to forgive. And I forgive Joe too. I hope he's doing okay. I hope he's happy in his life. But if you are in fact gone and you really want to make up to me all that I lost, that you ended up keeping because I wasn't able to get it back, give me that diamond bracelet. But you probably already had somebody, I think, that you said you were going to give it to or something. Because it's not like Chris is ever going to get me any more diamonds. He only got me one. And he said, his exact words were, it's the only one that should matter. The only one that should count. And he's right to a point. But it would have been nice if he would have, like, at some point bought me a real diamond necklace, like literally go down to Jared and buy one cash. I need to get these paintings sold. Saga, let me get on that for a bit. I need to get these resin pieces sold. I'll show you guys if I can do it without burning myself, that is. Put this up here. Or melting my nails. I'll show you guys these. Okay, these are resin cast flat ones, and these are diamond beads on here that I took this diamond glue. It's got a spongy on the top. You just turn it over, you press down just ever so slightly, and you can glue an entire surface. But I use it sparingly because right now it's the only one that I have. I'm asking, how much did I decide for these wands? Right now I'm going to go with like $5 because one side is smooth. The other side that has the sparkles on it it's got symbols, but it's really hard to show them. And this was just one of my creative things that came to me. Here's another one that's got all these. See those flat circles that are ideal for gluing actual crystal bits on. And because the area is so small, I would definitely try to go as small as you can. But if you want to get one as big as the size of the spot, go ahead. Just make sure you glue it on good. And then there's this one. Okay, this is the sparkly side. This one is fairly plain. It's got two little dots up here that you could probably put like a small crystal bit in each of those. I've got 5 sets of Gaia and Green Man pieces that you can put on your altar. And It's just me trying to utilize a free, um, you know, leftover materials from some other diamond paintings that I did before I stopped doing them. So $5 for the wands. Here in a few, I will, well, here, let me just do it now because I need to get up, move around anyway. So yeah, this is my newest purse. Looks like a spell book, has an adjustable strap, and it's got like 3 compartments in it. I really love it. Okay, see if I can do this without setting myself on fire. Because I look at it this way, the sooner I do this, the sooner I can hopefully start making some money. Okay, these guys for now, because these are glued on here, so like some of them are still coming off. Because what I need is a brush on glue that I can run over across the beads so they'll stay. Okay. See, there's another one I just lost. Yama. And I am trying to keep my voice down because my partner has already gone to bed. And the sound does carry in here if you're not careful, so I try to be careful. And I try to keep my indoor voice. Now, even though this one is not for sale yet, not until I can get another unicorn or another Capricorn painting to replace it, and it won't be this same painting. But this is the only copy of a Capricorn Zodiac diamond painting. These, because they're small, I'm charging $10 for. But I still have to charge for shipping and handling. You will have to trust me with your name and address information if you want these products, because I got to know where I'm mailing them to. So I'm going to show you a series of them here. This is another $5 one. It's a real pretty flower with a purple butterfly right there in the top. Here, let me do them this way so I can keep them in the right order. This one is anybody's guess. I'm guessing this could be an upright. This is just some flowers. This one's $10 as well. It's got some interesting colors in it, but not too like eccentric. Sunflowers. And this one, I will definitely not sell at any cost unless I can get this set again or this exact one again so that I can do it again, because this one I modified ever so slightly to make it uniquely my own. This is my signature way of putting my name on the painting without anybody being the wiser. But I know this is a purple, pink, and blue. Look at that. Look at that shimmer. See, it's all in the play of the light. And, you know, these little tiny beads are just phenomenal. But if you like that one, let me know, and then I will work on getting that same one. Hopefully find it again, or take the one that my sister has downstairs, but that would only, I've got to be able to reorder. Here's another sunflower one, just like the first, so you could have like a matching set. Again, $10. Let me get it with its other one. Here we go. Because these are small. This one, again, I will not sell because this is literally one of the very first ones I did. This is a full moon with a flower border and a night sky with stars. These puppies, $20. Now, this was an experimental. I think it turned out okay, but And this one, yes, I would sell as is. And I did a border. I call this my fairy eye. It's got nice, beautiful lashes, beautiful colors, a purple border that I cut down from a poster board. This one, because the border's coming with it, I think I'll charge $25 because I have to replace that paper. And if people like that look as like a border for a frame, like I don't have any frames for them. So if you buy them as is, this is the cheapest you're ever going to get any of them because I can't afford to invest right now. And this is literally the only Harry Potter one I have done. And this one I will not let go of for nobody, for nothing, for no price. I don't care how high. This is the only Harry Potter one I have right now. If I can by some miracle get that same one again, then I can make another one later in the future. Here's another piece of border, some blue that I will use for one of these. I don't know which one. I think it would look good with the panther, with the purple leopard. But I won't tell you what my signature thing is because I'm not going to have somebody copycatting it and taking it away from me. Now, and then getting all the credit and say, that was my design. Make me out to be the bad guy that stole it. No, you fucking stole it from me. You don't want to piss me off. You know what they say about Capricorns. When you piss one of us off, you better run. Okay. This is zodiac sign. This is a lid. It's a pentacle. It's got all the zodiacs around the rim. This is the sun. And you get one of each of these lids with every, and I've only got one in here, jewelry box like this. This is a round zodiac jewelry box, and I decided to use, let me get this correct here. I used the pentacle one. So you get a pentacle lid and you get the sun. And I have some other pieces in here that I will get to maybe later. So here is a sun that's got different colors and patterns in it. And here's another one. This is the matching one that goes with the box I just showed you. It's the same exact color. So that one goes with that. And I have a green sun lid. So I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 suns and a pentacle. So these are some randoms, okay? Now, I believe I decided with the round zodiac boxes, I would say 25 because you get 2 lids and you can sometimes have the sun lid, other times just to change it up. You can do the moon. You can not the moon. You can do the pentacle. Now, here are 3 more wands from the same set I showed you earlier, but these have what I call a bubble side, and then they also are flat. Now, if people like it the way it is here, great. If you want an identical one like this or as close to it as I can get, that I can glue the flat pieces together, and then that way it'll make it a more 3-dimensional wand instead of 2. And then I don't know how well you guys can see this, but these have crystal tips on each one, meaning from the mold, that's where you could put like some crystal bits, herbs. So, wands, like I said, $5 right now because I am trying to keep my prices low. But like I said, by the time I figure in shipping and stuff, I don't know how much more that's going to add to it, but I have to right now until I can get enough money saved to invest in my business. And somehow I've got to do all this without SSI ever finding out, because if they find out, they would take my check. I've got 5 sets of these. I'll show you all the colors that I have. And when you're holding one in your hand in the right lighting, you'll be able to see the face very clearly. This is Gaia. Okay. And this is Green Man. All right. These are about the size of, these are bigger than 50-cent pieces. It's got your puffy side and then you got your flat side. These are good for like laying on the altar, you know, and stuff. Okay, so I've got that color. Got 5 different colorations here. So 5 different matching sets. This is a white set, kind of like a, this was me taking a dark blue, I think it was a dark blue mica powder and mixing it with pure white, and yeah, I think it turned out really good. That's the Green Man. And this is Gaia. So that's that matching set. Now these sets right now, I'm only going to charge $10 for, because again, I'm very limited with what I have available right now. So until I can get some money saved back to get me an office somewhere to rent a cheap ass apartment or something, somehow, some way, that I can use like temporarily for an office until I can either buy it outright or get a loan from a company, because I'll be a small business owner and I'm a woman. This is like a real light green, like a mint green, but really light. And all 4 of the corners are, I think it's neat. The 4 corners weren't supposed to break off, but I've had issues with them. And here's the box that goes with it. And I do have stuff inside. I might show here in a bit. Here's another one I did. Now this one is a real pretty, like super, super pink and gold, like that bright pink, you know. And these, okay, 25 for the round ones. So I think I'll do like, $10 for the square ones, because they're plain. So the round jewelry boxes are the only one that I have that has the zodiac signs. Okay. Here is another Green Man and another Gaia in this pretty green color. These sets, I guess I'll do $10 a set, because again, you're getting 2 and you're getting a matching one. But if you want to change it up and you want to mix the colors, you can do that just as easily. It will still be like, you might want your Green Man a certain color, and you might want your Gaia or your, Gaia, Mother Earth or whatever. Here is the pink that goes with the square box that I showed. That's the Green Man. This is Gaia. And the last set I have of the Green Man and Gaia is this set. Now this is a lighter green, but I put some darker green glitter bits in it. That's the Green Man. So I've got 5 of those, and at $10 a set, that's 10, 20, 30, 40. That's $50 right there. I have to do this under the table stuff right now because, like I said, if I make too much, SSI will take my check, and I wouldn't be able to afford to live if they did. This is a black pyramid with lots of sparkly in it. These, I'll say 3 because they are kind of small. So you can put crystal bits in there for certain reasons, certain purpose. You can put herbs in, you can put a combination. Or if you have some personal items, fingernails, eyelash, or something you want to put in them, let me know. Send them to me. Trust in me that I'm not going to do something dark against you, because I won't. Which is honor. Okay. This is a triple goddess trinket dish I have. Pentacle and the moon and the full. These, I need to write these prices down or I'm going to forget them, because, like I said, when I get busy like this, I get so overwhelmed that I think, what did I put price on? And I can always play this back and listen. The trinket dishes will say $9. Okay. I've only got 2 that I can show right now until I find my others. This one is green with some mild glittery in it. This is that beautiful pink that matches the square box and the one Gaia and Green Man set. Now, say somebody bought the square box, this trinket dish, and the matching set that would go with this color as a set. This is going to sound a bit high, but let's say 100, because the round ones, 25, because you're getting 2 lids. The square ones, I can do 15, I think. But again, I need to write these down because I'm going to keep forgetting them and then get myself all screwed up. See, this is the fun part about, also the importance of being organized. Okay, let me find a nice blank piece of paper. All right. Give me a few minutes to jot down this rough price list. Okay. 5 sets of Gaia, Green Man, altar, decor, we'll do 10. Triple goddess. Dish. 9. Square jewelry boxes. Small pyramids. Square jewelry boxes. Let's go with, even though I may have said a different price earlier, we'll go with $5 for the square ones because they're so plain. For now, subject to change at any time. Um, okay. Round. Zodiac. $25. Because you get 2 diff lids. And these random ones that I have, where I have one white one and then the rest are the sun, but they're in different colors, because those don't have the matching bottoms to them. Just to be on the safe side for now, I'm going to let those go for $1 a piece just for now, because that way you can interchange them. When I get my stuff out, find it out, get it out of storage, my molds and everything, and get everything set up and ready to do another set of resin castings. Okay. Single lid, round. Zodiac boxes. $1 piece. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 5 right there. Okay. Now, another thing I have like an overabundance of right now, especially, are these lovely little doodads. I call them cloud coasters. These are the small. The bigger ones I will show on here in the future. That's got gold. This one's got gold glitter in it. These were a clear casting that I did just to see what they look like, because these are the small ones. You can use them, like I said, you can get a matching set. Like if you want 2 more clear ones and you want one of them to have maybe silver glitter in it this time, and then 2 of them plain, or 2 of them will have some random. I got this cool resin kit that had all these little bits and stuff to it, like confetti things that you could add, which I'll show the jewelry pieces here in a bit, that are those confetti. We'll say $3.39 for now. Small cloud coaster. $3.39 a piece. Set of 4 3, 6, 9, 12. Let's say $13, because you get 4 of them, and $3.39. So you go $3.39 times 4, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we'll say 13. Good luck, which 13 is what I call it. Now, Zodiac, or neck. Now, this one, I have a feeling a lot of you are going to love, but I'm going to have to do another live here, futures, maybe as early as next week sometime. This is a whole baggie full of their zodiac pendants, but they're the size of a nickel, okay? And I've got all 12 of the zodiac signs, and it tells each zodiac, like this one is Libra. See, these are basically roughly about the size of a nickel, maybe a quarter. For a full set of these, because there's 12, I'll just be like $12 because, $1 a piece because they're so small. For now, again, subject to change at any time. Like if I decide to raise the price later when I'm doing better and I've got my own business and, I've found a way to do it to appease SSI so they don't take my check, which also means that I'm only going to be able to make a certain amount, like no more than $900 worth of product in a year, each year, because let me get this tied back. This is going to be difficult. I'm going to have to do it this way. Or here, I'm just going to leave it that way. Okay, so a set of those, $12, $1 a pendant. Now, these do not come with any chains. So I'll leave it up to you what size chain you want to put it on, but you may have to get some little links of various sizes to put through the hole in the top of each pendant so that you can fit it on certain chains because some chains may be thicker. Some chains may be worn more like by men than women. So you want it to have that extra manliness, meatiness about it. And all this stuff I just showed you is for sale now. Cash only. But the exception I will make is get a pen and paper if you don't already have one and write this down. JANET FEINSTEIN at, so the A with the circle, yahoo.com. Any of you that are interested in any of these pieces I've shown tonight, please drop me a message in my Janet Feinstein mail. Let me know, hey, I saw your YouTube video. Give me the date if you can. I'm interested in the resin pieces. Tell me what ones you want. And then my Janet Feinstein at yahoo.com. That's my primary email. That's the one that I use the most, that I've had the longest. And it's very dear and near to me because it was free and it was a girl, some random girl I met in Marysville when I was going to that one social thing, Wings, I think it was called. And it was, I really loved that thing. It gave me something to look forward to every week, and met some really nice people that way, some nice friends and some not so nice. But anyway, tell me the pieces you want and quote me the price that I set on here, and then I'll figure in the shipping and handling, keep it as reasonable as I can, guys. I truly will. But I'm just starting out. I've only got a select amount of pieces that are completed and ready to go. Now, before I forget, let me show you these, which I'm going to have to add to my list as well. These are others that I have done. Okay. This one is, there's a mermaid, some dolphins, and some green glitter bits in here. And that's resin. Okay. These little doodads, for now, I'll just let them go for $1 as well, because they're not like that big really, and I've only got a handful of them. Another jewelry piece that I can do, and these are all resin, is I can do this one in many different colors. It looks like a quartz tip. It's flat on the bottom, and then it has the tip on the top. I also have a square one, and a round one. And the round one is about the size, it's pretty much the same size as the zodiac pendants. Now, this one is a unicorn, and I did add some stickers to it, like the flower of life is on the back of this. Okay. And on the front is a unicorn, and there's purple nail polish on it. I realize that looks tacky. And if you want to take some polish remover and wipe that off, go right ahead. I understand completely. But again, I'm only charging $1 for these. And for a full set of these, say you wanted to use 2 of these for a pair of earrings and a necklace, a matching earring and necklace set, I would probably charge $3, $1 for each piece. I would have to get some more of the little fasteners to screw down into the flat part, the bottom part, the concaved part. I also have these. It's a crescent moon with 2 holes in it, and you attach other resin pieces to it. A set of earrings like that, those I'm asking right now $5, because the construction of even one pair is very difficult. There's a lot of sanding and filing that has to go on, because there's rough edges you got to smooth down, because you don't want somebody being cut or wearing something that's scratching their skin and, you know, making them uncomfortable and all that. So, okay. Here's the... Okay, now this is only half a sphere, and until I find my molds again, this was supposed to be a completely spherical round sphere. The mold doesn't hold together. You can only do one section at a time. You do the top one, and then you do the bottom one, then you glue the flat together and hope that it stays. A sphere, I'll just do $3 for, okay. And here's the last of these. It has a slightly different sticker on the front, and I would even be willing to go one further and get some brush on glue and paint it across this so it'll stay on, because this one's already trying to come off. And I know it's hard to see, but it's got a little gold leaf looking sticker on it. Same thing, $1. Now, these are a pair of earrings. They're Suns, but they are very uncomfortable to wear, because like I said, unless you find a way and get some good tools to file those sharp edges down, I don't want to be selling product that's scratchy and hurting people. This crescent moon has this star that hangs from the bottom of it. Okay, these 2 pieces attached together. For a set of earrings, those, I guess I'll do $3 too, because some of these are complete sets, some of them are not. And for the ones that are incomplete, I will do my very best to cast some new ones. But the earrings are going to be tricky because they're so picky. So once I get my molds and I can do a complete spherical, those I'll probably charge like let's say, $3 to $9. Okay, now here, here's some more of these. I forgot. This one has a unicorn. It has the Flower of Life gold sticker on the back, a unicorn on the front, and some glitter in it. Here's a hexagonal one. This one is got a crown, confetti, and then it's got another cool yellow sticker on the back. This one is a small square looking. It's got a seashell confetti, not an actual seashell, and green glitter bits in it, so that can be worn as a pendant. And then this is the final shape. It's got a crown. It's got a gold sticker on the front, but it's elongated. And this is just another one of the spheres. So there's lots of possibilities, different things you can use them for, different ways they can be used, But until I find all the others that I have that are also available right now, the ones that I'm showing are literally all that I have. And the pendant pieces, the squares, the circles you can use as keychains. I have one on my keychains myself. It's one of the first ones I made. Now, at some point in the future, I will be taking these and filling them with surprise gifts. And when that happens, I probably will have to raise the price a bit depending on how much I spend on the pieces to put in it. Because when you have little to no money to invest in getting a business started and so on, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it that people don't think about. Okay. And tomorrow I will try to remember to write down all those prices, go back through this one and watch it through, write down all the prices that I listed in my book, or I'll probably go through them when I get up first thing, get some breakfast, get some coffee, get awake a little bit, you know the drill. But any of these pieces, any of these diamond paintings, I've given you the price. Just tell me the one you like, and send me a screenshot of the particular diamond painting that you like, or the particular resin piece or jewelry box or whatever. Because my good friend Vicky, bless her, love you girl, Vicky Howard, she is a longtime friend. I have talked about her much on other lives, and the reasoning behind that is her and I go way back to when we were both teenagers, because we were both residents at Rosemont School for Troubled Youth. And back in the days when I was there was back in the 80s. And Vicki and I both were definitely students there. That's how we met. Turns out that Vicky's a Capricorn like me. Excuse me, she was in the same dorm room as I was. Our den mother was Miss Redmond. I will never forget that. She was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful African-American lady. I mean, just stunning. Like, her makeup was always so perfect, and her hair was always so perfect, and she always dressed so nice, And I mean, yeah, she was strict, don't get me wrong. She was very strict, but she was also not without heart. I mean, she understood my situation. After I explained to her what happened, she resolved it to the best of her ability. And I ended up gaining 2 good friends out of it, because when I finally figured out that Vicky was actually there because she wanted to be, and she felt bad for what her and the girls did to me and treated me the way they did, because, and I asked her, I was like, why did you guys do that? Did I do something to piss you off, or why did you guys do that? That really hurt me when you guys did that, because I felt like, oh, okay, so I get it. I'm the outcast. Is that what you're saying? I'm the outcast, so that gives you what? Suddenly the right to treat me like shit and to throw powder all over my bed, squirt baby oil in my hair, and then tell me later when you got the nerve to show up at my house after Rosemont was done, and none of us were going back as day students anymore. All of us had, to the best of our ability, our own version of graduated from there. I was in Stepping Out, the talent show. I was the chick in the white dress with the curly hair, and I was singing I Honestly Love You by Olivia Newton-John and a piano, and that was all the music you heard was piano. I used to have the sheet music, the actual sheet music that had a picture of Olivia on the front of it, laying in a field of flowers, and the lady, the sister Agnes, that I literally fell in love with. She was my buddy, and I towered over her. She was a tiny, tiny little woman. Principal Sister Rose Henry was my principal. She was very strict, but Sister Agnes, she would bring me a banana and a juice every time she would excuse me out of my class so that I could practice. She gave me the sheet music, and I lost it in Marysville. And that actual sheet music was more precious to me than I could ever imagine, say, express. And now she's gone, and Father Shore and Sister Rose Henry and any other nuns there that I never knew, that I never met, that I never really engaged with. I believe they're all with me. Any of them, if all of them have passed on, then, well, they always have a place here with me. They just have to realize I am a witch, and that doesn't make me bad, because I don't use my witch abilities for bad stuff. I do it for only good. Now, if you're curious about dark side, I will explain to you how it works, but don't ever attempt it, guys. Just please don't, because it's not worth the price you pay. This is not a joke. These are very real energies, and they can be very dangerous. They will lie, they will deceive, they will seduce, they will do everything in their power to convince you that they're your best friend and they mean you no harm, and they just want to. And then, you find out that the 11th Duke of Hell, Guzion, is asking you to be his wife. And I was like, excuse me? And I'm like, wait a minute, time out. Who are you? I don't really know much about Guzion other than he's the 11th Duke of Hell, and he struck a fancy with me and, liked me and wanted me to be his wife. And I was like, no. I used to take peanut butter and bananas down there. I used to have his sigils. I had his sigil on as wallpaper on my computer, and I thought, oh, he's the shit. He's bad. He's a demon. He's the 11th Duke of Hell. There's no good that's probably ever going to come from that. I'm sorry, but there just isn't. And that's unfortunate. But I almost took a bunch of innocents with me. And the demons love it when you bring them innocents. That's like Lucifer getting yet another sacrifice, or what they perceive to be Lucifer or Satan or whatever. Is Lucifer real? Absolutely. Was he the most beautiful angel in heaven? Absolutely. Did he defy God because God loved us more than he loved his own creation, his own angels? Yes, absolutely. But did Yehoshua also know how Lucifer was going to turn out, how Lucifer was going to be? Yes, absolutely. And he knew there had to be a balance, though. That's the thing, guys. There has to be a balance. If you don't have that balance, It can be very, very, very bad. Let's put it that way. And part of the lifelong journey of being a witch is you're always at the beginning. For the longest time, I never knew what that meant. I heard it from the dark enchantress that I spoke of earlier, that I defeated with the help of some of my peeps that was in my life at the time. And who's to say, maybe that was their sole purpose. They were only meant to be in my life for that short time when I really needed them most. And they had my back. They had my back. They helped me defeat the evil witch. And we all had a nice big celebration afterwards. Smoked some green, drink a beer or two, I mean, we always did it responsibly. Now, my kids knew me. My kids knew my situation. They knew Michael was no longer there. They knew Michael, David, and Zephyr were all taken from me, which absolutely devastated me when it happened, because I lost my train of thought. But anyway, my kids, plain and simple, they had my six, okay? They came into my life during a time when they were most needed. They helped me to defeat an evil witch bitch, psycho bitch from hell, to be honest. But you know what? She paid for her crime. She paid for all the times that she was pretending to be my friend. She had a fucking glamour spell cast on me and had it under some fairy dust. And when I noticed it, I was like, oh, who's this a picture of? Oh, don't touch that. That's, I'm doing a spell for someone. No, it was a picture of me and a bunch of us on my couch in the front room in my trailer that bitch exploited and used it to cast a glamour spell on all of us. And one of her favorite things was having Zephyr climb through her window because Zephyr was so little. She was the only one that could fit because the dark enchantress was, let's just say Darkonia was, she was always locking herself out because she was absent-minded, scatterbrained, schizophrenic. She had epilepsy. I did a lot for that bitch, and it cost me greatly. But I got through. I soldiered on because my kids knew I was good people, that I would never do anything or say anything that would put them in harm's way, not intentionally. And I miss them all. I hope they're doing good in their lives. I hope they found good partners. I hope they've gotten some direction. They've gotten themselves sorted in some way as best as they can. I regret that I lost touch with them. I have thought many times about going back, but what's the point? They're already graduated from high school and have probably kids of their own and a partner, and I just hope they're all doing well for themselves. And we'll always have the trailer in Marysville. One time, a group of us performed a spell so powerful that it completely, and I mean completely, healed somebody that had a serious life-threatening disease that was not generally curable, we shredded it. And it was just a small group of us holding hands in a circle in front of my trailer. There was that little patch of ground. I planted sunflowers there, and I planted the tall ones purposely so they would grow up and become taller than the windows, And when they got that tall, then I would go out and I would trim off the tops and let them die out, and then give the room for others to grow. And my sunflowers were so beautiful there that somebody that lived on the same side of the street as me, but about 2 trailers down, was an old couple. I wish I would have talked to them now and more and tried to get to know them. But apparently, because we had raised such a degree of power and a strength of power, that we completely healed this person, and it freaked some of the kids out that did the spell. And I explained to them, if we do this, I'm telling you, you remove all doubt from your mind and have absolutely 100% works. This person will be healed completely. They knew what they were getting into, but some of them just could not handle it. And I didn't find out that until a long time later, when Josh, I think, finally told me one time, and I was like, what? I was like, oh crap, I'm sorry guys. I didn't know. But Josh, he really hurt my daughter. Him and that little slut bitch hoe that he ended up with, that I won't even say her name, because those two so destroyed my little girl. I wanted them both dead. I was chanting, kill them, kill them, kill them, kill them, all the way home. Me and Chris was on the bus one time. He was coming from Alicia's job, Zephyr, when she was still living here in town. And she was living over at Kerrick Place, Kerric. I would love to go back to Kerrick Place, find the very apartment she herself once owned, find out what the rules and regulations are of having that particular one, but not specify why right away, to give myself the best possible chance of getting it. And I would make that my office. I would make that my meeting place for other witches in the area that I no doubt would have met and got to know and be able to tell the ones that would be safe and okay to put in the coven, to allow them to be part of the coven, and the ones that, no, I don't think this is a good idea, but we'll still be friends. Just maybe you should go off and do your own coven. If I can help you in any way, like form your own coven and so on, I'll do that. And then you just take off with it, girl. Just name it whatever you want to name it. Now, did I give my teen coven a name? What did we call ourselves? Because I honestly can't remember if I named the coven or not. I just remember it was mostly of teens, and there was like maybe 2 or 3 actual adults that were my age and older. Harry, Joe, and Tim. But the rest were teenagers. And those kids were my lifeline. And now to this day, there is another 65 Aspen Drive. It's now a double wide trailer. And I would love to go back and purchase it as well, because that would give me, that would be my place to go when I want to have a witchy vacation of sorts, or I want to just kind of disappear for a little bit, maybe change my name and say, I'm Lady J or Lady Janelle, and that's what I go by, Lady Janelle. And I'm a seasoned witch. I'm looking to get a house in the area, but what's eerie is the 65 Aspen Drive, which was my address, It was a red and white trailer by New Moon. I remember that. It was a 10 by 60. It was 10 across. The hall was like really narrow. Those trailers, usually it was. They mowed that trailer to the ground. I owned that trailer and I lost so much stuff there in the trailer and in Marysville in general that it was devastating, guys, because those items were so precious to me. I can't even begin to explain. My kids were precious to me. I still have dreams from time to time, and it's usually random when it happens, but I will dream about being back at my trailer, but it's changed. Like, there will be parts of it that will look just like I remember it, and then there will be added parts that were never there before, added rooms that were never there before with the size that they were. And I mean, it was usually my kids. I was there living without paying utilities. And I was afraid to go up and talk to the rental office and let them know that I was there. But I managed to be a powerful enough witch even then that I just got to a point that I said, I can't do this anymore. I cannot afford to live here anymore. And it's because of SD. That's all I'll say. I won't say her name. I have forgiven her. But yeah, I can say her first name. Her first name was Sherry. It took me a long time to gain Sherry's trust and to be called friend by her. And I never thought I would see the day that that would ever happen. So when it did, I was like, okay, I'm just curious. When did you suddenly decide that you like me? And I don't even remember what her answer was. Like, there was one Halloween or All Hallows Eve or Samhain, Samhain, is how it's spelled, but it's pronounced Samhain. It's the harvest festival for fall. Because November's Thanksgiving, December's Yule, January, my birthday, February, Imbolc, March, Ostara, April, Beltane, May, Mother's Day, June, summer solstice, July, 4th of July, August 1st, Lunasa, September 21st, Mabon, October 31st, Samhain, and then you're back at the beginning again. So one Hallows Eve. What year was that, Sherry? I know you're here. It's okay. It's cool, because I know you were the one that said, just say my first name. Don't have to get any more descriptive than that. You know who you're talking about. Yeah, that makes sense. Sherry, her son, was it her son? Or it was a couple of her friends that I knew. One of them was the guy that she was a couple with down there that she lived with. That I don't I don't even remember what his name was. I remember her son lived there with her for a time, but I don't remember his name. I think it was, what was his name? John maybe or something, but anyway. I had a major crush on him. But anyway, it was Sherry and I think it was two other people. And they were people that I was familiar enough with that I felt like, yeah, it's cool, But I was I remember saying, what, is there something I can help you with? Is there something you wanted to say, or is this just a social call? You just wanted to visit? Are we hanging out? Is everything okay? I didn't know what was going on. And Sherry laughed and she said, it's All Hallows Eve, because she knew I was a witch. her son, Zach, and his cousin, Kane, whenever Kane was staying with them, it was like every so often he would stay with them for a week or something. And Zach's bio dad, he would go back to certain times, and then other times Sherry would have him. Zach and Kane were like two of my youngest and most loved and cherished little wizards that was serious about wanting to learn Wicca. And they talked with their mom about it. They talked with Sherry about it. And she said, okay, yeah, no problem. So Sherry knew I was a witch. And I believe she was too. She just never, like, she was open-minded about it. And that's all I can ask of anybody, is to be open-minded about such a thing, because I'm going to talk about witchy stuff. You got to get used to that. If it bothers you or it's against your religious beliefs and it just makes you uncomfortable, I'm sorry. But if you're going to hang out with me and you're going to be my friend, you have to accept and at least be open-minded about me being a witch, because I don't want to only be able to have magical conversations when you're not around, because that's not fair to me. So Sherry and these two friends came, and I was like, okay, what do I owe this honor? Is everything okay? Oh yeah, we just came down to celebrate Hallows Eve with you. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Sat around, burnt a few, and I think a couple of them had something to drink. And I know this one prick that was Sherry's ex. He was, I don't know if he was bio dad to, I don't think he was bio dad to Kane or Zach, but he was Sherry's boyfriend, and he was a piece of shit. He fucking propositioned me in front of another guy that I had met through Sherry that I was trying to date at the time. And then he came down to my house one night, and I'm like, can I help you? Yeah, I'd like to come in for a visit if that's okay. And me and my dude were sitting on the couch just kind of hanging out. I'm like, yeah, sure, come on in. But I found it was odd, because this guy did not like me, and why is he suddenly at my trailer wanting to visit? What's going on? So he sits down for a handful of minutes, and then he just blurts out, I was like, so what do I owe this visit? Is everything okay? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I was just hoping to see you get naked. I said, excuse me? And he kind of laughed and chuckled like it was some kind of joke, or he was being sarcastic. I don't know. No, that's what he really wanted. He expected me to just get naked, because he wanted me, to go in the bedroom and fuck him? Well, sorry, but no. I'm not a slut bitch hoe. Get the fuck out of my house. When that happened, I told Sherry about it immediately. And I said, Sherry, I hope this doesn't strain our friendship or ruin it or anything like that. But your ex came down, and this is what he did. And she's like, Janet, I am so sorry. She said, I really am. She said, you're right. That was wrong of him to do. He should have never done that. He does that with all my friends. He's always trying to sleep with all my friends. And I was like, what? Really? So this is not uncommon for you? No. She's like, it's okay. We're cool. Don't worry about it. And I told her, I said, just do me a favor. And please tell him never to come down to my house again, because he's not welcome. And she's like, okay. And he never did. He never did come back. So I was like, thank you. So, me and Sherry, we had our friend times until crack came into the picture and just pretty much ruined everything. Anyway, I don't want to get too focused on negative stuff. So here's another goodie that I got today from Temu that I'm very anxious to use sometime here soon. This is an altar cloth, and as you can see, it's a small one. It's not very big, but you just lay it down on your chosen table or surface and read your cards. So I will probably use this tomorrow or later today rather now and do some card readings with it just to kind of, break it in and so on. Okay, so let me get these books put back up, start getting my stuff situated here. Because, this is it's like 20 till 3 in the morning, so I need to get my keister to bed, because if I don't want to be up until almost 5 in the morning again. It's one thing to keep some witch hours once in a while, which, like I said, because I haven't been able to really get away from the apartment or get out much, because 1, the weather's been bad. 2, we've been trying to make money spread and last as long as we can, because Chris, for a while there, for a whole month, he was doing treatments for the cancer. He every week he would get chemo, and then once a week he would get, usually on a Tuesday, I think it was, he would get the chemo, which was always what took the longest. And it was just like, oh my God, are you kidding me? So blessed be y'all. Thanks for coming, hanging, watching, joining, all that fun stuff. Blessed be kind to one another and yourselves. Live each day as if it was your last, because it might just be. Next live. Bye. Whoops. Kind of helps to end the stream.